We have had a doozy of a day.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
Johnny! Welcome to the Horror Basement. I'm one of your hosts, Johnny. We got Jim Jam and Yeti here with us.
Hey.
Angela got abducted by aliens. Not sure what was up with that, but we hope she gets returned soon.
Yeah, hope so. Hope they don't scrape and probe her too much.
Yeah. I'm back. They left. They brought me back. I'm good. Just so.
Pretty much, Johnny said, "Hey, there's a girl down there y'all can have."
Yep. Yeah. Women are better. But it's been a few weeks. We are back. We are going to talk about some news, and then the double feature, the movies of the week: Attack of the Killer Tomatoes and
High Tension.
High Tension.
I watched it and I was like, High Intensity doesn't sound right. You dumbass. I was like, what the hell? It's been so long. But first, I would like to say that we have teamed up with Phoenix FearCon. We're helping them get the word out for their con. They're going to do it streaming this year, and all access passes are $25. Get this, though. It's from October 16th through December 31st. So, for more information, you can go to phoenixfearcon.com, phoenixfearcon.com. We're going to try to do some interviews in the future coming up with some of the panelists that are on there. Hopefully talk to Jay Michaels and get some more information about what Phoenix FearCon is for all of you. So be on the lookout. Just wanted to bring that up. And then another Yeti.
Oh yeah, also coming up in October, Knoxville Horror Film Festival. Just like everything else, it's kind of fucking different than usual. Instead of doing it at the Regal or even at Central Cinema this year, they're doing the big main event at the Parkway Drive-In in Maryville, so like a stone's throw from the house. They're doing the 35th anniversary screenings of Lamberto Bava's Demons and Dan O'Bannon's Return of the Living Dead, both killer fucking movies, and would be super dope to see at a drive-in. That is October 23rd through the 25th. You can go to centralcinema865.com to check out. They've partnered with or you can look up Knoxville Horror Film Fest online to figure out how much passes are going to be and see all the other cool stuff that's going to be there. But the main event is going to be the screening of Demons and Return of the Living Dead, and of course, a ton of shorts at the drive-in. I think it's fitting to have a horror con at a drive-in.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And at least they're still trying to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's really nice that hopefully things settle down in a month and a half. Hopefully things get better. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll
I'm
see.
pretty sure it will after November.
Then in November, the first week in November, at the same drive-in, there's going to be a event put on by Mountain Oddities, which is this really dope little local oddity shop where you get your bones and your cursed knives and your wet specimens and all kinds of nifty shit, and a place called Pop Culture Autographs, which is just like comic books and action figures and sculpting tools and stuff like that. There's gonna be artists there, there's gonna be vendors, and we'll have a table there hanging out. Hopefully, we'll have some stickers and maybe some shirts. Probably not. Maybe some books. I don't know. We'll have some neat stuff to sell to you, and you can just come by and talk about movies or whatever. Yeah, it's going to be a good time. That's the first weekend in November. At the Parkway Drive-In.
Looking for that. We will have stickers. We will definitely have stickers. I've got plenty of them that we got that we thought we were going to get to go to conventions to sell for $1. $1,
Yeah.
And got some pins, got some buttons. You can email us and we could mail you stuff. But anyways,
yeah,
got a little bit of news. Some sad news once again for 2020. A lot of it sad, not all of it sad. But Candyman got pulled from the October release. There's no release date. It's just one of the many films that have been axed or hooked. What did you say? I don't know.
Hooked.
Yeah. I couldn't really fit that in there. Sorry.
Well, kind of like those old cartoons when they're on stage and they pull them off with a hook.
Yeah. It's one of the many films that have been pulled because of, I don't even want to say the name of it, of what's going on. And it's unfortunate because I truly think I can understand studios want to make a lot of money. That's fine. But I mean, you could have shown it this year and then just not release the DVD and showed it next year. Like people would have come back out next year and watched it. The people that didn't get to watch it.
Hell, in a lot of places, people would have went this year.
Yeah, I think so. And I understand theaters aren't opened up all over the United States yet. And that's where your biggest money maker is going to be. And theaters are, you can't have that many people in there. I've been to the movies and I see how many people have been showing up, and it's a way less. But I still would have liked to have seen it.
Yeah, it would have been
like
nice.
I said, I would have went next year more than likely. But the people that didn't get to see it would go next year. You know what I'm saying? That's why you show it, you don't go, okay, well, then we'll just show it next year. Double dip, I think they could have done that on a lot of stuff. But, oh well. Maybe they'll show the original and then they'll show this one.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Feature.
Yeah.
That'd be really rad.
It would be super fucking rad. You know what I bet, though? They're going to hold it until October of next year.
I don't think so. I'm hoping, and because with Saw or whatever it's called, I forget. With it being held back till next year, hopefully they release around the same time. People are going to go see these movies. Like spring, like hopefully in spring, this stuff is, they've found something and like stuff, it moves a little bit better, moves forward, and things start opening back up fully. So hopefully that, I don't know, we'll see. But there's going to be a lot of blockbuster movies come out next year around the spring, so never know. Sad news. But some great news.
Hey,
yeah.
I was looking up. Damn, I thought I was going to see when the original Candyman was released, and thinking, what if they did a release on the anniversary of that?
Yeah, that'd be cool. I think it was released in July.
No, it was released in October 16th, 1992.
Oh, well, I thought it was July for some reason. Oh wait, no, that was never mind. That was the one movie with Bruce Willis that was released in July. Die Hard. That everybody calls a Christmas movie. Anyways.
Yeah.
No, there's been millions of movies released in July. I'm just making shit up here, guys. I hope they don't wait a whole fucking another year. But Halloween's doing that, aren't they?
I don't know. Sounds good.
Which I don't know. That makes more sense for Halloween to wait.
Yeah.
But here's some great news for Halloween. Get excited, guys. There's going to be a comedy mystery Halloween movie released on Netflix. And it's Hubie Halloween. Adam Sandler movie.
Oh my God, an Adam Sandler movie? I hope he does this voice the entire movie.
does.
That would be, oh my God, that's my favorite. That'll be so cool. I love watching an hour and a half of this voice right here.
He does a rendition of that voice.
Well, something to be excited about if you're not a Adam Sandler fan is Holliston is now on Shudder. Season 1 and 2. Adam Green, another Adam Green's Holliston. You can watch it on Shudder now. Fingers crossed if enough people maybe talk about it, tweet about it, all that good shit, leave reviews on Shudder, maybe we'll get a season 3 from Shudder. That's what Adam Green is hoping anyways.
That'd be cool. I watched I kind of binged the first season of it, and it was pretty good. It wasn't what I expected, coming from those guys, but it was, I don't know. If you haven't seen it, it's a sitcom, but it's a very self-aware sitcom. There's, some fourth wall breaks here and there. And there's some, some practical effects and some gore. If you haven't seen Holliston, definitely check it out. It's a good time. It's, there's a lot of, you kind of... To really enjoy it, you kind of have to be familiar with, Adam Green's films and stuff, because there's a lot of references to Victor Crowley and Hatchet, and, yada, yada, yada. But, no, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. Definitely give it a shot.
And some more news. So MGM is developing RoboCop prequel series, focusing on villainous Omni VP Dick Jones. If you don't know what RoboCop is, I'm sorry. You're missing out in your life. Just saying. You should go watch RoboCop from the 1980s.
So just to clarify, it's going to be a RoboCop series, whatever, without RoboCop.
Well, it's going to be the rise of Dick Jones and the Omni Corporation.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It's just a RoboCop prequel. I'm not sure what it's going to be called.
Yeah. Just
cop. I mean? It might be called Omni.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. My brain just went to who? Dick Jones. Who? Dick Jones.
What's the phone number?
I have no fucking idea. My memory is not that good.
But
75. Oh, this phone number.
He's not. It's not necessarily under development yet. They're hoping that someone picks it up to do the pilot. But I mean, still,
it'd be cool. Pretty cool. I'd check it out
because I think it's more or less like no one starts out evil or a bad guy, but you know how that goes downhill. So
yeah.
It'd just be cool to see the development, how they'll develop the technology, and how it gets more evil and evil.
Yeah,
more power or whatever in their heads. That's all the news I have. So I guess we'll move into the movies of the week.
Yeah, which one do y'all want to do first? You want to do?
It's your movies.
All right, let's do High Tension first. High Tension, it's one of those French extremity films. It's part of the new French extremity movement. Written and directed by Alexandre Aja. He's the same guy who did The Hills Have Eyes remake. It came out in
2003.
2003. It goes over a whole bunch of titles: Switchblade Romance, Halt Tension, High Tension. Fun fact about this movie that I learned actually from my wife when we were watching it. This movie is ripped off from a book called Intensity by Dean Koontz. Like the first 2 acts of this movie are shamelessly ripped off from Intensity. And like Aja makes no bones about it. He was so inspired by the book that he made this movie, and he changed the ending. And we'll talk about the ending later. There's going to be spoilers for this. It's one of those that you can't really talk about without talking about the ending and spoiling it. So fuck you. You should probably watch it if you. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so it was brought to Dean Koontz's attention that this movie had ripped off Intensity, and that the guy made no bones about the fact that he totally ripped off the book. And so he watched the movie and decided after watching the movie not to file any kind of legal claim or anything like that, because he didn't want his name or his work attached in any way to High Tension, because he said that this movie was vile and repugnant. Because apparently the ending is what did it for him, because there's probably a happy ending or a happier ending to Intensity. I'm reading it right now. I'm just like on the second chapter, but it's pretty much note for note so far.
That's crazy and not nice.
Yeah, it's fun fact. But the movie starts out with the two female leads. They're in college, and they're going out to Alexia's family's place. It's Alexia and Marie. Yeah. Anyway, so they're heading out. They head out to her family's place out in the countryside, and they see there's like stories of some guy breaking in or whatever, and they get out there and they settle in, and it's just like this warm family environment. Marie's not used to it because she's kind of a loner or whatever, and she's always like shaming her friend for being a slut or whatever. So she's kind of, I don't know, she's weird. And so they get there, and they all get their Alex sleeps in her bedroom that she grew up in. Then they give Marie a guest room, and they're all down for the night. And then the killer comes in and just starts fucking shit up from the beginning. But before we get into the home invasion, we actually get a glimpse of the killer as they're pulling into like the area. He's sitting in his like, I don't know, it looks like a really dirty bread truck to me.
I call this Jeepers Creepers van.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, it's a box delivery truck of some sort,
Yeah.
like small. But like a mechanic's, like I would consider it like you're able to walk back into it like a cage, like you'd keep your tools back there and you would go work on something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of like outfitted for kidnapping.
Yeah, pretty much.
But your first look at the killer is he's fucking a decapitated head on the side of the road. He's just like sitting in his car getting head from this head. Made me think of that movie Headless, which there's a lot of that in that movie. I fucking loved Headless. It's such a good movie. So we'll start with he comes in and he kills the dad, right? He like attacks him at the door, and it's like all the kills in this movie to me are just like super fucking neat. Like the way he kills the dad is he like beats him up and then puts his head between the bars in the staircase banister, and then drops like a cabinet down on him, and it kicks it across the floor or whatever. Anyway, he uses this cabinet and the banister to just like rip dude's head off. Then he offs the mom.
Lots of head mutilation.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Yeah. Speaking of, I don't know. Like at the very beginning, I thought that when you was talking about the head, that it was Alex's head. Like once I finished the movie, I was like, "Oh, was that Alex's head?" But
What
it
else
wasn't.
they-
Yeah.
And the director said it was not her head. He clarified. I guess a lot of people thought it was that was the ending. You know what I'm saying? Like what you
Yeah.
seen at the beginning was the ending, but that wasn't. That's just the type of women he likes.
Yeah.
What,
Yeah,
There
head-
you go.
or body?
he has a type.
Yeah, brunettes.
Oh, I thought he just had a bodiless type.
No, that's headless. We'll watch that one fucking one of these weeks.
But anyways, go ahead with kills him in the hallway or on the stairs. She looks down. Marie, is that her name? Marie?
Yeah.
I'll make sure I pronounce that right. I don't want to. But yeah, and then she just stands there, which is like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And then the mom comes out, which.
Yeah. The mom comes out and she, like, they fight around or whatever, and he ends up just like fucking cutting her throat. And it was a really good throat slash, just like blood spurting everywhere. This is a bloody fucking movie.
Very.
This is so much blood. Like mixed into all this, like right before the killing starts, you do get because there's like you can tell that they're friends, but there's also this antagonistic relationship between Marie and Alexa, or yeah, whatever. Anyway,
Alexia, Alex,
Alex. Yeah, we'll go with Alex. There's this because Alex is just kind of like she's a normal college age person. She's going out, she's having some fun, drinking, hooking up with dudes or whatever. And it seems like Marie is like really judgy, but it turns out it's because she's fucking jealous. She's like, she peeps on her in the shower, and she thinks about her while she rubs one out later on. It's like this weird, like they're friends or whatever, but she's also like borderline stalker.
Yeah,
it's
she's
like
infatuated.
Yeah, she's like infatuated with her, and it's it lends a dynamic,
She likes her, but she don't want to tell her, because they're friends.
Yeah,
I think that's what. Because they're there studying law, like
yeah,
they're going to be lawyers or some shit. I don't know. But here's the thing, like, I know this is a foreign movie and all, but that fucking house is in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And when they got there, I was like, I know in America people live in some shitty houses in the middle of nowhere. But man, that looked like an old ass farmhouse. I don't see how that motherfucker was.
Right.
Like it just seemed like out nowhere. But
Anyway. It's one of those houses that you drive by and go, that place is haunted.
Yeah.
Just fucking,
and it's surrounded by cornfields. Like, no, dude. Like,
which
is the worst place to be.
Yeah,
this is the worst place to be.
They were gonna die there one way or the other.
Yeah, exactly. That's my thought.
So we get the mom kill as Marie's hiding in a closet. Because she's kind of your eyes through this. And she's hiding in different places in the house, trying to stay away from this guy. And it's one of those closet doors with the slats in it, so she kind of peeks out through the slats, and she watches, and she makes eye contact with the mom as homeboy cuts her throat, and just leaves her dead on the floor. And then the little boy runs out. He's probably like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
He runs out, and old boy just grabs a rifle out of his truck, steps out in the cornfield, and it's a long shot, and you hear the gunshot, and you see the fireball at the end of the barrel, and then you don't see the kid fall, but later on you see him laying in the field all fucking with a bullet hole in him. So they did kill the kid, and they killed the dog too. They killed the family dog, but they killed the family dog off screen. Like, personally, I'd rather see 100 humans die than see a dog die in a movie. I don't know, that's just me.
Yeah, for sure.
Same here.
But the whole time, Marie, she's up there in the room with Alex, and she's looking through the window and sees it.
Yeah.
Or sees the flash. That's how we're seeing it, though, is from her perspective of the long shot. And Alex is just freaking out.
Yeah, Alex is tied up in her room. Yeah, she's chained up in her room. Like he had come in, killed the dad, went and chained her up, and then finished everybody else off. And then he goes and gets Alex and puts her in the truck. And then the chase kind of starts because she follows him. She follows him.
Sorry, wasn't she? I was gonna just kind of pick up for a second. She don't she jump in the truck trying to save her friend?
Yeah. She follows him to a gas station where he's getting fuel or whatever, and as he's at the pump.
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt, but she don't follow. She gets in the truck, don't she? Because he don't know.
She gets in the truck. She doesn't start following him until she steals the gas station attendant's car. That's what it was. She gets in there. She tries to get her out. She can't. So she goes into the gas station. That's kind of important because she goes into the gas station and everything gets caught on camera in there. And then she's deep using stealth, hiding from the guy, ducking behind counters or ducking behind shelves rather. Calls the cops and cusses them out because they don't know where she is. Like she's like, he's got her and yada yada yada, and fucking she's yelling at the cops, calling them bastards.
Yeah, it's weird because, like you said, Yeti froze up. I don't know where he's at.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, there he is.
Froze up, Yeti.
Oh shit!
But yeah, she's yelling at him. They couldn't. She's like, "Well, you don't know where the fuck I am."
Yeah.
But she's hiding. Like before all that, she's all hiding and shit. And he comes back in, and the gas station attendant, he's talking to him like, "Oh, hey Lou, blah blah blah. I bet you pick up a lot of pussy around here, don't you, from the older ladies, on the road or some shit." It's all weird.
Yeah, just gross and weird.
Yeah, gross and weird, and that motherfucker gets axed.
Yeah, that was just fucking right in his spine.
Yeah,
and then
right in the chest. Was it the spine or?
I can't. I feel like it was one of the two, but it was like
I know he steps on him. He falls down on the axe, and he just steps on top of him.
Yeah,
just shoves it down even more, and she hid in the bathroom, of course, and they do the whole stall check bullshit scene.
Yeah,
because this whole time, dude, I'm watching this movie, and I'm like, this isn't real original.
No, it's really like deeply non-original.
I was just like, wow, like I've seen a lot of movies like this. Now, granted, this movie is from 2003. I didn't know. I thought it was a little bit newer. I thought it was like 2011, 2012 for some reason. But it still is like, I don't know. But apparently, I think he was using some scenes or homages to other movies. You know what I'm saying? Like throwing it in there, his love for horror movies or whatever. But yeah, they do the classic bathroom stall check, and she gets out, and he drives away. And like I said, she uses the phone, and then she looks for the keys. And what I didn't understand is she calls the cops, but yet she runs outside. She could see the fucking gas station sign, and then go back in and call the cops again and say, "This is where I'm at."
Yeah. There's gonna be markings on the outside.
Yeah, I thought, well, that's weird. But she's panicked, right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you're in a high tense situation.
Yeah, she's under some high tension.
Yeah, and okay, I'll let that slide. No big deal. But eventually, the cops do find it. This fucking gas station out in the middle of nowhere. Once again, Which, I mean, there's gas stations everywhere out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
But that gas station looked lonely. Why
It
he was
did.
open 24 hours, and then I know this is weird, but it's a little bitty gas station, but they go downstairs to the fucking bathrooms, and it's massive.
Yeah.
I'm like, are
Yeah,
European
that was like-
fucking gas station bathrooms have fucking massive ass restrooms?
Yeah, it was like a fucking truck stop.
Yeah,
Restaurant.
it's like,
It was like a big truck stop.
yeah, like
Re-
here, like a lot of business goes there.
Yeah.
Like,
But-
there's a lot of people traveling that way.
But the rest of it's like this dusty, lonely gas station. Like all the locations in this movie are just like run down, dirty, gritty, out of the way places. So that kind of adds a little bit of a feeling to it, a little isolation, I guess.
Speaking of isolation, you get on that train, you be isolated.
Yeah.
And she goes and chases him in the car, and he wrecks her, right? Or she wrecks somehow.
Yeah, I think he like takes a side road and then comes in behind her and then fucking smashes into the car. And then there's the fight scene where she's got like a pole wrapped in barbed wire, and he's got like a fucking like a chops off or tile or something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Concrete, some sort of you're cutting fucking like heavy duty shit.
Yeah, like a gas powered circular saw. That motherfucker was rad. And like, cause he like cuts through a car roof with it, and then we get the twist.
And you need to go watch the movie because, like, before spoiler alert, because like legit ruining the movie. This right here will ruin the whole movie because if there wasn't this twist, this movie would not have. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have liked it as much.
So the twist is that the whole time that man didn't exist. It was all Marie. She like you go back and you see the cameras at the gas station, and she's the one that kills him. And I mean, and then you kind of see it through Alex's eyes, where it's just her, and she's all bloody, and she's like,
why she's freaking out all the time around her, telling her to get the fuck away from her in the back of the van when she was chained up in the house, why she was weirded out like so crazily. And that's where the cops come in, though, is where they watch. That's their role in the movie, was to show you the camera in the gas station, and you see her kill the gas station attendant.
Yeah, that big reveal.
And that big reveal left me with a lot of motherfucking questions, guys.
Like the car, it really does. Like the car chase scene. How do you just
the car chase thing, just in general. Why did she go down into the fucking, like, I understand she's loony, but she went down into the bathrooms and the doors were supposed, like, she's playing both parts at one time. Where'd the fucking truck come from?
Yeah.
Does she really think that he existed or something?
Yeah,
I think so. It was like it was like
personality.
Okay.
Multiple personalities or whatever. What's that word?
Dissociative identity disorder.
Yes, that.
Hey, okay, let me ask this. And when it showed him getting head by a headless or a severed head, would that be her getting?
I take it as.
Head?
Well, yeah.
Maybe she has like, because I feel like part of the reason that she hasn't like talked to Alex about her feelings is because maybe she's in the closet and she has like this repressed sexuality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it comes out. Yeah. So the more you repress something, the darker it gets. So maybe that's it, or maybe it was just shock value. And a lot of this, like, I don't know. The first time I watched it, I was just kind of like, "What the fuck?" But I've seen this movie like 3 times now, so apparently I didn't hate it. But I think it comes down to like you'll notice that the entire movie, from the time like the killing starts until you get that reveal, everything is from the perspective of Marie, and she's batshit loony crazy. Like she's just cuckoo bananas.
Black bear behind you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's what,
they jumped up on there a minute ago, or a second ago.
Knoxville
That's-
Bobcat. Knoxville
Yeah.
Panther.
it's a
But
little
yeah,
trash
like it
goblin.
makes all sense why you're seeing
Trash
from
goblin.
her perspective through the movie
She's
and
an
the kills and
unreliable
all that
narrator.
because it's her.
Yeah, but like, where did she get the brute strength to do that fucking? Because like the mom kill I could buy. Okay,
Yeah.
you know you don't have to be super strong to cut somebody's throat. The killing of the little brother is totally fine. She popped him from the window, no big deal. I mean, it doesn't take a fucking a super strong person or a rocket scientist to aim down some iron sights from a window. Um, Kennedy. Even the gas station attendant, yeah, sure, it's an axe. You know what I'm saying? Just swing that motherfucker right and it's gonna sink in. You're good. But that kill with the what was it, the end table or fucking I don't know.
Oh, that was like a dresser, like a.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what you call that in a hallway. A chest of drawers. I don't know what you call that. What do you call that?
Like a bureau maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, well it was one of the, it was some heavy goddamn furniture is what it was. And I mean that takes some strength.
I think though, when someone, oh, it's like split. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
You like the different personalities transform you into what you believe, and somehow, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you are that person. You are that strong. You know.
Right.
But if you think of it though, if it slid across the floor and she just adrenaline,
Yeah.
because after that, you know, she kind of hid. So she might have went back and forth in her roles, I guess.
She kind of has to.
And then, you know, she's kind of resting, right? I don't know. Like, it's just weird. Like, there's so many questions. Like, I guess she sees herself in the closet earlier, but she really wasn't. Like, you know, my thing is like, did she kill him and then, like, act out the role of her or vice versa? I don't know.
I don't know. It's weird. I remember reviewing this. I don't know, last year sometime, and I remember saying that the plot twisted so hard that it ripped holes in itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. And the thing about High Tension is like a lot of people really dig the movie until that twist, and then it ruins it for them. You either like I've heard two camps of people who really like the twist, and then there's people who just fucking hate it and it ruined the movie for them. And then I guess you got people who are just like, yeah, okay, whatever.
But
yeah, I'm kind of the third camp.
If you don't search for the answers or overthink it, like, because sometimes you just don't need to overthink a movie. Like,
Yeah,
it ain't gonna do no good. Just enjoy it for what it is. Granted, it is a little bit fucked up that why was she in the car? How does she? Was she in the car the whole time, or was she in the fucking box truck the whole time? That don't make any sense. Besides that, she made all that up in her head, and you were seeing what she made up in her head imaginary.
Yeah,
It's just imaginary time. That none of that happened.
So maybe the truck wasn't real.
I don't know, because didn't the girl get in the car? Wait, no, there was another car, right? And she gets. Oh yeah, that's right. She gets in a passerby car. Alex gets in a.
Yeah.
We haven't even talked about the ending. She gets in a passerby's car, and it really comes to form full on that Marie is the killer protagonist, I guess is what you call it. Is that what you call it?
Antagonist.
Yeah, antagonist. There you go. And she uses the freaking saw and just shoves it through the window and kills dude.
That poor bastard. He was just trying to help.
Why did he drive off?
Oh no, his car stalled. His car stalled because
fucking problem.
It ran into some rough gravel, so it stalled out.
Yeah. God.
Your opinion. Fuck me. European manufacturing.
I guess. That was another thing. I'm just like, are you kidding me, dude? Like, really?
That car is a hunk of shit. I tell you what.
But yeah,
it hit a railroad track or whatever. It's screwed, ain't it?
Oh yeah, you go over a speed bump too fast. That's your ass. You know. That's that new.
I don't know. Alex stabs her with something eventually. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a shard of glass or something, and she's like, yeah, and then Marie gets taken to a mental institution, and it is one of those where you see the last scene first, and then you see it again at the end, and she's in the nut hut talking about how she wants to be with Alex forever or whatever, and it's, I don't know, like, I'm fine with the ending, but I like the first two acts of the movie a lot better than the third, because I like the home invasion angle, I like the kills.
Yeah, because when she's fighting the killer, the guy, she's fighting herself like a Fight Club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I know it's crazy, I get it, but goddamn.
You just see a woman in the woods slinging shit around.
Yeah, that's what it would have been. She's stabbing herself,
looking
hitting
like
herself in the face. But you know what I'm saying? Hitting herself in the face with the damn pole with barbed wire.
Yeah.
I don't know. Nah.
That where they ended up out there, it was like vineyards. It was like grapes and stuff. Okay, well, in Intensity, there's the farmhouse they go to is very nice. Her parents, in the book, the character that Alex is based on, her family is like wealthy because they grow grapes for a vineyard. They live in like wine country in California, and so they're very nice farmhouses in the middle of like acres and acres and acres of vineyards. So that little thing there was kind of another nod to Intensity. So yeah, so it's an all right film. I mean, like I said, I've watched it a few times. I don't hate it. It's not one of my favorites, but if you're looking for something kind of dark, kind of bloody, kind of violent, that you can kind of dissect and talk to the TV to, I mean,
I think it's a good movie to watch and then discuss with your friends on what do you think happened.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be a good discussion like we're doing it now.
Yeah, it's one of those that's it's definitely good to watch with friends, you know.
Yeah, like some friends that you can discuss it with and break apart. And,
yeah.
Where can you find it, Eddie?
You can find this for free on Tubi.
Yeah. Tubi's a good source for...
I love Tubi.
They got a lot of horror movies. Or a lot of movies, too.
A lot of independent horror films on there, too.
Yeah. A lot of full moon stuff.
And there's a lot of old action movies on there, too.
Yeah, there is.
So if you like the old 70s and 80s action movies, speaking of 70s movies, 1978, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
I'm gonna do it. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Attack of the Killer Okay. Yeah.
I fucking love this movie. Y'all, this is no shit. This is in my top 10.
No.
Yes, dude, I love this movie so much.
Top 10?
Top 10. I fucking
10.
do. I love this movie. This is like, to me, like if I had my choice, I would double feature this with Blazing Saddles.
So this is a sci-fi musical horror comedy adventure.
So, if you don't know what this movie's all about, then I'm sorry, but it's what it sounds like. Tomatoes become sentient and they start going around killing people. Some of them get real big and squish people. Some of them are regular tomato size and they bite people. They don't have mouths. They're just fucking tomatoes that slam into people's throats and they fall down and like it's a send up of like old like 50s B movies, basically.
Let's.
Can I I don't know what I want to do is some trivia. But you know the helicopter scene?
Yeah.
That was not intentional. That was
Yeah, that was real. Nobody except for the pilot was hurt. And he only had minor injuries, so
apparently Jake Riley and George Wilson quickly ad-libbed the rest of the scene as the wreck was set on fire. The crash of the $60,000 rented helicopter used up more of the budget than all other aspects of the film combined.
I fucking believe it.
Wouldn't you have insurance on it though? Like you rented it. Or why would you have to pay for it if the fucking pilot crashed it?
I don't know. They might have been like, we don't need insurance. We got this. We just need it for fucking 30 minutes.
But I mean, if you rent, oh wait, no, though it might be you might have hired your own pilot. Like they don't provide the pilot. Never mind. This was the 70s.
It said that most of the army uniforms were bought at Goodwill.
Yeah, I believe that. The Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, I don't know where I watched this movie first or when, but I had seen it. But I grew up in the 80s, and the cartoon is what was really on my radar more than this movie. And I don't know where I watched this movie. I'll be honest with you. But rewatching it, I'm like, yeah, I've seen this movie. I know, you know what?
Probably caught it on cable at some point.
Yeah, because the war room where they're crawling over the table and shit.
That's funny shit.
And this is the era of this movie, the 70s. At this time, they were doing these type of jokes, these comedy, like Monty Python. You know what I'm saying? Like, just over the top. It's silly, but you're gonna laugh.
Oh yeah, I like I said, I compare this to something like a Mel Brooks movie or something. You know, like Blazing Saddles, where it's just kind of over the top, and it's like, it's 78. The humor's a little crass or whatever, and if you're one of those people who enjoys getting offended by movies, this won't do it for you. My favorite scene is one of my favorite scenes is in the war room where they're talking about the tomatoes. And it's set up and they got all these experts in there, and one of them is this Japanese scientist.
Oh my God.
And when he opens his mouth, it's like this old school like radio DJ, like super smooth, silky voice. And, his lips don't match up, and it's great. It's like
no, it is totally dubbed like a freaking Japanese dubbed movie.
Yeah.
They're not even trying to use an authentic Japanese voice, like accent voice. It's just like, no, guys, fuck this.
Yeah.
Here you go.
And when he speaks for the first time, it's so goddamn funny. He doesn't even say it. His first line isn't even a joke, but it's so funny with the voice that comes out of him, I half expected. I remember always expecting it to be like, well, what we really need to do is take a rook. But no, it's just this, It's this super smooth, like radio ready, no accent at all, voice. But there's a scene where they're talking about the tomatoes, and they're like these vicious fruits, and the Japanese guy goes, "Actually, sir, tomatoes are fags." He's like, "No," and then the guy leans in and goes, "He means fruit." And that shit was funny. And then later on, the guy says, "Wear a jacket. There's a Jap in the air." And then the guy touches the Japanese guy's arm and he goes, "He means nip." It's like,
I was just like, dude, this ain't happening. And then, but it's I don't know, Ty, just seeing that and crawling over there. Well, this is the biggest room I could find on nose. I'm like, are you fucking what?
Their table barely fits in the room. They got to crawl over the table.
And
to
they're
get to their
walking
chairs.
down the hallway of all these rooms. You know what I'm saying? Like this massive building. I'm just like, man.
It was like a closet.
Yeah.
They had maybe about 5-6 inches to pull the chairs out of, not more.
Yeah.
But the great thing is like everyone knew where to go. Like this wasn't the first time it had happened.
Yeah.
Like, I was sitting there thinking like they all crawled to the exact spot they were. Which granted they probably were told, and this is where you need to sit. But still, it's like, well, this has happened before.
Yeah. This is nothing new.
Yeah.
And then you get your experts. You have the was it the swimming expert? Was it a European gymnast? And she was like, there's a scene where she's like eating cereal and it looks like Wheaties, but it just says steroids on the box. There's
was that not? Was she not Russian?
Yeah, she was Russian.
Yeah, she was a gymnast, right?
Yeah.
And then the swim expert was
the guy that was wearing the scuba gear.
Everyone. And he was right. Was he the one that was racist? Oh my God! Because the black guy could come in, he was a disguise expert.
Another one of my favorite scenes, because there's the disguise expert, and then there was like the basically just the paratrooper.
That's him. He was a racist.
He was always walking around dragging his fucking parachute. Like there's a chase scene where he's like doing parkour basically with dragging this whole ass parachute behind him. And he's always getting tangled up in it and shit. But there's this.
Go ahead. I was gonna say the disguise expert, his tomato outfit, his disguise, chilling with tomatoes around a fire. I just need some ketchup.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah. Like, goddamn.
When the paratrooper first shows up and rendezvous with the head guy on the case, whose name was Mason Dixon, by the way, which I thought was kind of great. You see, he pulls out a machete and he starts going after the disguise expert. He's like, I'll get you, you bastard. You're supposed to be dead. And it's this big black guy. He's like 6 foot tall, probably 265, 280. And he's dressed like Adolf Hitler. He's got the full Nazi regalia and the little tiny mustache. And he's like, no, that's not Adolf Hitler. That's our disguise expert. Disguised as Adolf Hitler. And he's like, oh. And he still doesn't believe him. So he starts speaking German to him. And homeboy's like, Wiener Schnitzel.
Oh, this shit's great.
Well, maybe I was wrong. I thought Mason Dixon was racist, man.
I mean, maybe.
Because he had the Confederate flag on him.
Yeah.
And the next time he seen him, he wanted to kill him. But I could have been totally wrong.
One of the funny things to me is the scuba diver was always walking around in the gear with flippers on and everything.
There's a scene where he Navy SEAL rolls into a fucking fountain outside of like a building or something and starts swimming around. Then you have Lois, what's her name? She's a reporter who's in there to get the scoop on what's really going on, because underneath all this comedy, there's like a bunch of social commentary that's still like kind of fucking relevant. Because there's like
Lois Fairchild.
Yeah. And there's totally a scene where she's like, this guy walks by and there's like, he's in a suit, but his cape is like poking out from under his coat. She's like, oh, hi, Clark. It's like, hi, Lois. And then like off screen, he flies away and they don't see it. And there's some old man like, what, you know, pointing at the sky and shit. But yeah, under all this, there's commentary about marketing, about how advertising is meant to control and manipulate your mind and to tell you how to think. And there's like the whole press secretary for the president coming out and just like acting like nothing's going on, like acting like there's not even an issue going on, and then ends up fielding a question from a kid for a public school newspaper, like an elementary school newspaper, about the tomato menace. And so he has to like ad lib it on the spot, you know, make up some fucking like, oh no, it's no big deal, it's fine. You know, it seems that the commentary that's laced into this movie shouldn't have aged as well as it did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it just goes to show that we've been dealing with the same shit for 40 some odd years. You know? So I thought that was
a lot of 70s jokes.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of references. Like there was one reference like, well, where's so-and-so? Well, oh, he's dealing with that thing down in Texas. Well, I look it up. Like what big thing was happening in Texas at the time? There's an oil baron that was getting himself off of murdering people, clearing his name.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it was like whatever attorney or whatever. Like, you know, they were talking about the U.S. attorney or something being there to help with it. And they're like, oh, no, he's down in Texas dealing with that one thing. I was like, I looked that shit up and I was like, there's a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could probably pick up if you lived in that era on a lot of different little jokes. I thought that was pretty interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, it's, you know, it kind of gives you a window into the time period, you know?
Yeah, because apparently that dude killed some people or supposedly killed some people.
Allegedly, yeah.
Yeah, allegedly. There you go. Allegedly killed some people, and he was clearing his name in the court system.
Huh.
That he didn't do it. And I was just like, wow. Huh, they brought that one out.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe that was it. I don't know.
And then there's like a reference to the STP oil company and shit that like I don't even think is around anymore.
I don't think so. I haven't seen it in a long time. The big orange sign with the blue STP on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the orange bubble.
Well, Richard Petty used to drive one.
Yeah.
Fucking. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's like dated, but it's not so much that it gets in the way of like, you know, even if you don't know anything about the time period, you can still go in and enjoy the movie.
It's a silly movie. This is a movie, though, like, there's nothing serious about it.
No, nothing at all.
If you go into this movie and you have the wrong attitude at the time, you will not like this movie. Like, you know what I mean? It's a goofy-ass movie. And
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just a ridiculous, over-the-top comedy movie. It's fucking Killer Tomatoes, though. Like,
yeah,
it can't be any other way. You can't have a serious Attack of the Killer Tomatoes movie. That'd be weird because it's killer fruit.
Yeah, it would suck. There are some parts in it though that are like it's it's a total like fucking quote unquote B movie or whatever. It's, you know, it's an exploitation film for sure, but there are like scenes in it that are like super well done. Like the battle scenes when shit really pops off toward the end. There's like a lot of miniatures used and like little tiny miniature explosions and tomatoes rolling through, and that stuff's really cool. It's like really well done. And then there's a lot of like the tomatoes, like you can tell that they rolled the tomatoes down the stairs and then played it in reverse.
Yeah. But I mean,
There's
what
a
are you
lot.
going to do? Like, the CGI
Yeah.
wasn't back then, so practical effects, you know?
Yeah.
Could you imagine if they did a reboot? They would probably CGI the hell out of that movie.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't see any reason why anybody would even go near trying to reboot that movie.
Yeah, there's no.
Now making an animated series, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be the
that way
only way to do it.
you could just do Attack of the Killer Vegetables and Fruit or something. But there probably already has been something that's been done like that. But
Wouldn't be VeggieTales.
oh, VeggieTales Zombies edition. No, that'd be horrible. It'd be horrible. God, just the mention of zombies is just.
So I believe Yeti. This movie is also on Tubi, right?
Yeah, it is. It's on Tubi.
It's on.
There's some other stuff that I really like. Like at the beginning, it starts like a zombie movie.
Yeah.
Like people are sitting around and it's like news bulletins about killer tomatoes and stuff. And there's an old couple sitting on their porch or whatever, watching some dude get massacred by tomatoes, and they're just like, well, that's something you don't see every day. You know, they're just so fucking. They're just like, oh, that sucks. You know,
Yeah.
that sucks for you.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
all in all, definitely a go-to movie, huh?
Oh yeah, man, I love this movie. I can't tell you how many times I've watched this movie in the past few years since I found it on Tubi. I think it's on Netflix too. Maybe that's Spaceballs that's on Netflix.
Spaceballs is on Netflix.
Yeah. Spaceballs is fucking awesome.
Because usually if it's on Tubi, I'm not sure if it's on Netflix. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's some crossover. Yeah. There's some crossover with like Tubi and Shudder, but probably not so much with Netflix.
But there's no fucking way this motherfucker would be in a top 10 on the list of mine. There's absolutely no.
I love this.
Sorry.
It's just
I'm
so.
out on this.
It's like, okay, maybe not like top 10 all time, but like comedies.
No, motherfucker. No, I'm just kidding.
Like top 10 comedies all time.
Yeah, I can see. I mean, you love this movie. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I fucking love this movie.
Yeah, if you love it, you love it.
It's over the top and it's fucking ridiculous and it's dumb. And it does kind of drag in some places. Like it could benefit from a little bit of editing, but I mean, other than that, man, it's just so fucking fun. And you can just get wrecked, get a couple of buddies together, like fucking get good and baked or have a few beers and just have a fucking blast, you know what I'm saying, watching it. Or you can watch it and think about you can like dig to that deeper layer of all the commentary and what they're trying to say through the film, you know, and it's so you can watch it like a couple of different ways and still get a lot of enjoyment out of it. It's smart. It's a stupid movie, but it's smart too, you know. So I don't know. I highly recommend it. If you like stuff like again, I'm gonna go fucking Mel Brooks, you know, fucking Blazing Saddles or Spaceballs or something. I think you'll dig this too. It's fun.
Really?
And if you watch the sequel, Return of the Killer Tomatoes, is George Clooney's first film appearance, first feature film.
Wow.
Yeah, he plays a pizza boy.
Yeah, I remember that. I think Return of the Killer Tomatoes is my first time getting in that universe.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely it was made in the 90s, so it's, you know.
Is that the one where they're in France?
No, that's part 3.
Okay.
Which actually should have been France is part 4, which should have been part 3. But they made Killer Tomatoes Strike Back as part 3, and then came back with Killer Tomatoes Eat France for part 4. I haven't seen 3 or 4.
I just remember that they were in France. Like, I'm not sure if I've seen it on the whole movie. because like I say, I was really a fan of the cartoon because, well, I was a really big fan of every cartoon in the 80s when I was a kid. I loved any kind of cartoon.
Yeah.
My sister would watch the Gummy Bears, and I'd watch it with her. Gummy Bears was good. She watched, what's that one with the Bears?
Care Bears?
Yeah. She watched that shit. I still watched it, though. I mean, it's a cartoon. I mean.
Saturday morning.
Yeah.
What else you guys do?
Hell yeah.
Well, hell yeah, y'all. So whose turn? I think, is it our patron's turn for the movie of the week?
I don't know. Is it? Do we have?
Who was after Yeti?
I think I was, but I'm not sure.
I don't know.
If somebody recommended a movie, that's fine. You're lucky that it's not in October because Hubie Halloween would be 100% the movie that I would choose. 100%.
You just like to see me angry about things.
I'm gonna watch that movie just because it's a Halloween movie and it's new.
Hey Johnny, well, it's your turn, so you'll pick the movie of the week.
There was a movie, but I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to pick it because it's on Tubi. It's called Revenge. It's a 1980s movie, but apparently there was a movie before that that ties in, and I'm not sure if it'll work out. You know what I mean?
Okay, well,
we'll see.
Well, we got 2 weeks.
Yeah. So thanks for listening. Make sure you hit up the tnhore.com and go check out T-Public for some merch. Got some Halloween merch up there, guys. And go check out Beyond the Basement because we're awesome on there.
Yeah, we're coming up on our season finale.
Yep.
It's going to be a fun show. We're going to do something fun.
It's always fun. It's always fun.
Yeah. It's always fun.
Aliens, cryptids, serial killers. We talk about all kinds of shit on there.
We're gonna do a fun. It's gonna be a fun show, and if things go correctly, I will have a brand new chart topping hit to introduce to the world on the next Beyond the Basement.
Oh,
so yeah.
So season 8 finale will be next week. So you better tune in.
Yeah. All right, y'all. That's all we got. We out.
Peace.
Later.
What?
I don't know.
Now it's time to say goodbye to the Basement Guys again. They would like to thank you folks for kindly dropping in. You're all invited back next week to this locality to have a heaping helping of their hospitality. Or that is, spooks and spells. Take your shirt off. Y'all come back now, you hear?